So can you briefly introduce yourself? Just come like, where you were coming before working together, and what were your main struggles when it comes to like starting an online business before we worked together?
My name is Aisha. My interest in personal styling started when I myself was struggling with my style. I had hired a personal stylist in London when I first moved there for my corporate job. I loved the experience and I kind of was obsessed with it. I kept thinking about it and I was like, how can I learn more? I reached out to the stylist and asked if she could do a bit of training for me, which she agreed to. Then I started like shadowing her. And then I continued that with another stylist, kind of helping her with her business and learning from her. So I did that for a few years, but I realized I was doing that really wanting to improve my own style because I told myself if I become a personal stylist, then I know how to dress myself. Because
Mm-hmm.
at this point, I was still doubting my own style. And that's when I came across Style Accelerator, which really helped me with my own individual style. So that really was a huge game changer for me in taking my confidence to that next level for myself. And that's when I enjoyed offering help for others even more because I was like, okay, I can do it for myself. I can definitely do it for others too. So it's nice to be able to do both. While I was studying through Style Accelerator, I was also still helping stylists in London with work. I've left London. I'm currently in between places. So I thought now is a good time to explore whether I can do this as a business of my own, especially because it can give you flexibility. A lot of it can be done online. So that's why I joined Stylist Accelerator to see how it goes. Like I had spoken to you before, I wasn't in a place where, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. It's kind of like exploring my options. And yeah, you even said you're like, you can try and see what you think, but I can't obviously tell you for sure that this is what you need if you're not sure if you're going to do a styling business. So that was helpful to hear, and I'm glad I did it because it gave me an insight into what it'd be like for myself. When I worked with other stylists, I didn't get involved in this side of things. It was only like the customer facing stuff.
What was your main challenge, I would say, because you said yourself, so first of all, you worked like as an assistant with several other stylists, like kind of behind the scenes. So you had the
Yeah.
experience, then you worked a lot on your style. We worked together on your style in my signature program. And then like it took you a few years, right, to finally decide like yeah, I can try doing it myself, right? There were a lot of fears and there were a lot of frustration, like can I actually do that myself, yeah, being a stylist.
Exactly. I just was very comfortable in working for someone because it's like I can do the work and leave. I don't have to think about it. To have your own business was really scary to me. Any business, not just personal styling. But I thought with this kind of career, you kind of have to have your own business at some point
Mm-hmm.
because it is personal at the end of the day.
But what
Yeah.
was the biggest fear? Because you said it's like very scary. What is the biggest fear? Like working with people or not being able to make enough money or like what it is? Do you know?
Yeah, not, I guess the ultimate fear when you start any business is failing, right? So that was definitely there that it's not going to work out for me. But also, yeah, the fear, am I going to get clients? How long will it take for me to get my first paid client on my own? You know, not
Mm-hmm.
under someone else's name or someone else's umbrella. Will I enjoy it? You
Hmm.
know, being a business owner, will I like it? Will I know how to balance it with my personal life? Because I've spoken to other business women, and sometimes the struggle is creating that balance,
Mm-hmm.
especially at the beginning.
Okay, a lot of fears, yeah. And so while we worked together in Stylist Accelerator, what was your biggest breakthrough or like aha moment, like while those 2 months of working together?
I think the first module really was the best one for me because a lot of what was holding me back was my mind. And talking about mindset, talking about focusing on your client and not on yourself, all these things were really helpful for me to start the program in the right track, in the right mindset, and get that motivation. Getting your why, understanding who your client is. I
Mhm.
found that really useful.
Yeah, before you get to the like actual tools and strategies, it's really important to set the right foundation with your mindset so you approach it in the right way. Yeah. Okay. And since going through the program, what have been like the biggest changes for you? Like what have you noticed in terms of, I don't know, working with clients or being on Instagram or whatever it might be?
Well, I think the obvious one for me is that my profile looks more professional now, and I definitely fell into the category of it looking more like blogger style, which you had talked to us about. Without realizing, I thought I was doing the right thing for a personal stylist, and I realized no, not quite. Now I understand the difference between a personal stylist on Instagram and a blogger on Instagram. So I do feel like my page shows that more now. Even my introduction, it feels more focused, more polished. Before I just wrote anything. For me, so far, that has been the what I've seen the most out of this. And I also, got the confidence. I remember you gave me the idea to get the fabrics and start making my own color analysis set because I was making excuses for myself. So I was like, I can't buy it now, it's too expensive. So yeah, I took your advice. I went to a fabric shop and I just got loads of colors I could find. And I'll find a local tailor now and they can just stitch them up for me so it's presentable. And I can start promoting colors as well, which I find is more familiar to me because I've done it before. So even with making content, it can help me. I find it easier to make content with the drapes. No, so even talking to the camera is something I never thought I'd do. I don't. I don't know if you've seen my full profile, but I started with it by covering my face. I don't want people to see my face. So I learned through the program you can't really do that because you're not just selling the service, but you're selling yourself like someone to work with you. So they
Yeah.
need to know who you are and what you look like. And so I have made since the program a real speaking to the camera, which for me was a big personal achievement.
Yeah, and you got a couple of pro bono clients, right? So you got the experience like doing it yourself. So and you could promote it on your page as well.
Yeah, that was really useful to have clients to show.
Okay, and so how do you feel about like doing what you're doing, being a personal stylist right now as compared to before, like emotionally, where are you at?
Yeah, I feel better about it. After the program, I was very motivated. Then personal circumstances got in the way, and I've taken a break.
And if you give one advice to women who are thinking like, shall I pursue my own dream and start something online or not? Like what kind of advice you can give them?
I think if you're thinking about it, there's something in you is telling you you want to try. So try. There's nothing you can lose by trying, whether it's but through a course or through actually starting it yourself. Yeah, if you have that inner voice, kind of, should I not just try? Because as they say, you never regret not trying and failing, then always wondering what if, right?
Hmm.
So that's what
Great. Yeah. Okay.
I say.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing, Aisha.